Hey, Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yakim pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Mathia from the GMS Dallas camp, and wanted to go into a quick lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying to the elect of Israel. And I wanted to go into how we heard the Bishop Nathaniel, going into the kingdom of heaven, how we'll be reigning for about 1,000 years. And then we'll go into, basically, we won't be ruling at a certain point. But the scriptures tell you over and over throughout, just throughout the Bible that once the kingdom of heaven is established, we're going to rule forever. All right, with Yahweh Shai sitting on the throne of David. All right. 1,000 years that is set up for the kingdom of heaven is to get the planet back in order. All right. To set up for the kingdom, so we set the kingdom up to reign for 1,000 years, to clean up this mess that Esau has actually set upon the earth. All right. It's going to be 1,000 years of a cleanup period. But once the Lord comes back, when you read in 2nd Ezra 13, you know what I'm saying? When the Lord is established and come back and he says he's going to come take the kingdom, it's going to be ruled forever for the nation of Israel. There will be no more rulership for any other nation but through the nation of Israel. And it tells you throughout the scriptures. All right, so I'm going to get a quick scripture here. This is 1 Corinthians 15. And I'm going to start at 22. It says, "For as in Adam all die, all right, even so in Mashiach shall all be made alive." And we know during the time of the garden, Adam went off, and that was basically getting us subjected to what? For us to die in these carnal bodies, in these bodies, all right? We've born into sin, all right? So we were brought low and what? Dead through, like you say, when you in Ezekiel, what is that, 37? When they ask about if these bones shall live, all right? What is that? That is what we became, what? A dead state of the dead nation, all right? As time went by, we forgot who we were. But as we see, we were subject and due to have an everlasting life. But since Adam went off and wanted to follow his wife, which was Eve, when he went off, that basically set us up for what? To receive death on this side. But through Yahweh Shai, all right, through the Messiah, which Christ goes into what? The anointed one, the Mashiach, the Messiah, he's set up for us to receive salvation. All right. So let's keep going here. It says, "But every man in his own order, Mashiach the first fruit. Afterwards, they that are Mashiach's at his coming." All right. Afterwards, they that are Mashiach at his coming. And what did he say in John 17? The ones that follow him, they are thine and thine are mine. So when the Lord became that when he conquered death and he came back alive and he rose from the dead, all right, that was a set up for the elect to be delivered, to walk that perfect walk. All right, so he's the first fruit of the first fruit. And now, since Mashiach is risen, has time passed, now we get to the present time, all right, where we have started to stand back up on our feet, realizing who we are. Because in Psalms 83, what did they do? The other nation came to cut us off from being a nation. But we know through prophecy, it was bound to happen for us to remember ourselves. All right. It was bound for us to be ourselves. All right. What is that? Where it said that you're not my people, there it said, And this is the land where we were said to be what? Not as people, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and where is that? I'm trying to think here. Hold on, Salaki. Let me look here. I think it's bear with me, Salaki. Oh, I know it's in Hosea. Uh, Hosea 2. Oh, Slovakia. Let's go to 1. You know what? Let me put it this way. All right, this is like, let me scroll on down here. Slack, y'all. I was like trying to think here. This is Hosea 1, verse 10. It said, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, Ye are sons of the living power." All right. And ain't this place is where they're saying that we are not his people, but we are the sons of the living power. And like I say, now the elect is going to be the representation on earth for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. That's the banner that we're coming after. All right. We're coming under. All right. Verse 24, it says, Then cometh the end. Now we're starting to stand upon our feet. All right. We're waking up out of that valley of dry bones. Now we're standing upon our feet. All right. Now the end is starting to come. All right. It says, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom of Yahweh. All right. Even the Father. Okay. Even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. So when Yahweh Shah comes, the end is going to come. Then come the end. And he's going to put down all rulership and all authority. All right. That's why I said he's going to have wear many crowns. All right. It says, for he must reign. Okay. He must reign till he has put all enemies under his feet. All right. And who is his enemies? You read that in Psalms 83. It gives you those different enemies that he's going to be ruling under. All right. They're going to, in 2nd Ezra 13, they're going to be sore afraid, but yes, durst fight. Those are the enemies that he's going to rule. And who is that going into? Those other nations. Right. That's going into those other nations. Now, when you what is that in Revelations 22? It goes into where it goes into where it's, I believe it says the sun is not going to shine, because we're going to basically be. It's going to be a light that's going to never be put out, and it's going to be he's going to reign forever and ever. You know what? Let's go ahead now. I'll go ahead and get that as well. I think it's 5. 5. It's 5. Yeah, I'm just gonna get right to the point, because this is, like I say, going into the rulership. All right, the kingdom of heaven, and says, and there shall be no night there, and they need no candle, neither light of the sun, for Yahweh power giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. Do you understand that? Forever and ever, right? that forever and ever reign is going to be a fantastic rulership. Rulership that will reign forever and ever. So that's the power that we're getting ready to be set upon the earth. So it's not going to be thousands year rulership. Then it's going to be another kingdom or someone else going to rule another nation or what have you. We're going to rule forever and ever. All right. And it says, verse 25, for he must reign till he has put all enemies under his feet. Matter of fact, let's see what reign is here. He must reign. All right. Strong's G 936. Basayo. Basayo. Let me see if it's in here. And it's in Greek.
Strong's G 936. Basiluo.
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 It says to be king, to exercise kingly power, to reign, of the government of a province, of the rule of the Messiah. All right. You just keep going, of the reign of, say, Christians in the millennium. It says to exercise the highest influence and control, the highest influence. All right. And it says the rule of the Messiah, okay, of the government. That makes you think of Isaiah 9, where it says the government there shall be no end. And it tells you in Isaiah 9:5 that it says it's going to be a battle. It goes into the battle of confused noise, and it says this battle here is going to be coming. It's going to be a burning of fuel and fire going into World War III. Then it says the government is going to be established in verse 6, Isaiah 9:6. And it's going to be a government and it's going to be a rulership with no end. All right. That's what we're getting into. That government that's going to rule forever and ever. And when you see this in verse 22, going on down the first fruits, you can read about in verse 23, going into what? Revelations 14. All right, that 144,000, that governing body. Then you can jump to Isaiah 9. All right. And this is as for he must reign. And he's going to reign under who? Under King David. All right, well, Slocky. He's going to reign on the throne of King David. All right. So we're gonna subdue the kings of the earth. All right, because we're gonna be, like you say, getting set up to rule under rule with the highs on the sitting on the throne of King David of Yahweh Shai. All right, and we're gonna be ruling. It's gonna be no end to the rulership, and we're gonna flourish. That's why Yahweh Shai said he's gonna. He has his father has many mansions. He's gonna go set a place for us. Because you got to think, if we're gonna rule forever, in due time, we're gonna have that expansion that's gonna be going further and further out from the earth. Get further and further of expansion, because you got to think. The Lord always say, "Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply." So if we're gonna rule forever, we're gonna be multiplying throughout time. And Esau haven't touched the inkling of the surface of how much of space and planets and things are out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just read on through here. It says, verse 26 is that the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. That's what we're going to rule forever. All right, we will not perish. We're going to have those new bodies. We're going to be ruling. We're going to have the laws in the inward part, and we're going to rule forever and ever. All right. So death is going to be destroyed. All right. It says, for he has put all things under his feet. But when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, all right, like I said, 2 Ezra 13, he's going to subdue. It says, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh may be all in all. So The Lord, like I said, is going to set up, so we're going to rule, and it's going to be a representation of the Most High. All right, through Yahweh Shai, through His men. All right, through the elect, on down through the nation of Israel, and we're going to rule all in all. All right. So it's going to be a constant rulership. It's not going to be a break where we're going to let another nation rule for 1,000 years. Once Esau, as it says in Second Ezra 9, it said Esau. I mean, it was Second Ezra 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And it's no more. It don't say Japhet is next after Jacob. All right. It don't say Moab. It don't say none of these other nations. It don't say Ishmael. No, we're going to be established because we're following the end of Esau's rulership, and that's going to be it. It's going to be a complete rulership that's going to reign forever and ever. All right. Matter of fact, let's go into Daniel. Let me look at Daniel 7. This is Daniel 7, and let me see the great words. You know what? Before we get this, you know what? Now let's go ahead and get it. It says, I'll start at verse 26. Let's get right to it because the point is in verse 27. All right. All right. Let's start at 25. It says, that he shall speak. Let's start at 26. Because, like I said, we going into the kingdom of heaven, ruling forever and ever. It says, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion and to consume and destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven, all right, shall be given to the people of the saints. So it's going to be given. We're going to take the kingdom. But like I say, it's going to be handed to the nation of Israel. All right, the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. And they say we're going to get a little break between that. Everlasting kingdom, but between that, we're going to get that 1,000 years for how let somebody rule. No, everlasting kingdom. And all dominion shall serve and obey him. All right. So that's going to be a rulership that's going to last forever and ever. All right. Now, when you go into Daniel 2, matter of fact, I had a statue here. When you look at this, Nebuchadnezzar, right? This is Nebuchadnezzar. The statue that he had that dream about. Okay. And Daniel interpreted, right? You had the head, gold. That was a representation of Babylon, because this is Nebuchadnezzar. He was the ruler of Babylon. Going into the second rulership, which is the Persians. Daniel was in these, but like I say, he didn't understand it. It was a mystery until, like I say, to the books were open and we got this understanding. All right. Then you had the Romans going on down through the Greeks. All right. Then you had that, what is that? That the feet that was partly that miry clay mixed with that iron. So let's get that. This is Daniel 2 and I think let's start at 32. It says the image's head was a fine gold. All right, and this is Daniel that's doing the interpretation. All right, and he's talking about what? The statue that we just saw here. All right, and it says, and his arms of silver, his belly of his thighs of brass. Okay, and like we went into, that went into the gold, going into the Babylon. All right, his breast. Okay, And it just keep going. You're going into the Persians, the Romans, okay, and then it goes into what the brass is going into the Greeks, and now it says his legs of iron and his feet of of iron and part of clay. All right, the Greeks, Romans, like you say now that because that's why that iron and going into the iron again. That's going into you can kind of say that's that rebirth of Rome. All right, Rome 2.0. And then when you look, this is going to NATO and the EU. The feet, part of iron and part of clay. All right. So then it says, verse 34, it says, Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them into pieces. Now the stone is going into who? Yahweh Shai, right? That's going into Yahweh Shai. That stone, you can read about that. Let's read through it, and then we'll get there, right? It says, Then was the iron and the clay and the brass and the silver and the gold broken to pieces together. So all these kingdoms is gonna be destroyed. All right, because that stone that was cut out without hands, came and brought down every kingdom that was established and that was in the past and the present. And it says, and became like this chaff of the summer threshing floors. And what happened to that chaff when the summer threshing floor with that wind blows away? Are you going to go try to retrieve it? Is it coming again? No. Once it's gone, it's gone. And the wind carried them away, that no place would found for them. So it's not going to be a place found for them. This is going to be an everlasting kingdom, and all these other kingdoms that was in the past and the ones that was in the present before that stone was brought that brought them low and destroyed them. Hey, them kingdoms are through. It says, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain. All right, that great governing body, that rulership, and filled the whole earth. All right. That's Yahweh Shai. And what was that? That was that great millstone. It's a Slaka. It's an 18. That was that great millstone. Uh this is Revelations. Let's start at verse 21. It says, And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and of trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of the millstone shall be heard no more in at all in thee. All right. And let me see. Should I keep going here? Let me see here. It says, And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all at thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the merchants were the great men of the earth, for by the sorcerers were all nations deceived, and in her in her was found the blood of prophets and of the saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. So the Lord is going to come and, like I say, deliver the elect, all right, the one that was slain, those saints, those prophets, and he's going to come in and destroy these kingdoms, and it's going to be a great reckoning for the heathens, all right, starting with the wicked one, Esau, Edom, and these other nations. That's why he gathered them together in the valley of Jehoshaphat, all right. I'm going to jump down to verse 44 here. This is Daniel 2 and 44. And it says, and in the days of the kings shall Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, all right, the power of heaven, set up a kingdom. All right, it's going to be set up. It's going to be established. All right, thinking about going back into Isaiah 9, after that burning of fuel and fire, is going to be that kingdom, the government that's going to be established. All right, which shall never be destroyed. It's going to reign forever and ever. All right. It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to the other people. It's not going to be left for the other people. You're not going to have another rulership. We're going to reign forever and ever. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. You see that go forever again. So, bro, this rulership that going to be established, is going to rule forever. It's not going to be no other rulership after this. All right. So that great millstone is a representation of Yahweh Shai. And like I say, when these kingdoms fall, finally, they're not gonna, hey, like the threshing, it's gonna be blown away with the wind. They're not gonna rise again. All right. So with that, hope Lord willing this was edifying. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Wahakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yakim pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.